This problem is called mean mode. Have the function mean mode, it will take an array, and in that array there are numbers sorted and return 1 if the mode equals the mean. If they don't equal each other, then it should return 1 because the mode 3 equals the mean. The array will not be empty, will only contain positive integers and will not contain more than one mode. So um, uh, this is how we are going to approach this problem. But first, let's understand what is mean of an array. It is going to be sum of all the elements divided by the number of elements. It's basically the average of that array. And mode is the value which occurs most frequently in a set of observations. For example, in this array, the mode is 6 and it occurs the most. So to solve this, first we are going to obviously check the mean, and after that we are going to take an array. We are going to take an object and name it frequent map. Max frequent is going to be 0 and the mode is going to be null. So basically what we are trying to do is see if something exists in this frequent map or not. If it does not exist, then it will be 0. But if it exists, then it will be that number. For example, if num1 is equal to 1, then it will be 1 plus 1. We are going to use a for loop for traversing this. So it is going to be true. Uh, this is how we are going to increase the max frequency, frequent map values. And if we see that the value here is greater than the max frequency, for example, if number 3 is greater than our max frequency, which is, let's just say, 4, then the max frequency will going to be this value. So the value of 3 is going to be 5, so the max frequency will become 5. And then the mode is going to be that number because it has the most amount of the highest frequency. So the mode is going to be the number. And eventually we're going to compare the mode and the mean. If it is equal, then we're going to say 1. If it isn't, then we're going to say 0. So let's code it up. For this, we are going to calculate the mean first. It is going to be array.reduce, reduce method, two values, then 0 divided by length. Array reduce means that instead executes a user supplied reducer callback function on each element of the array in order passing in return the value from the calculation on the proceeding element, the final result of the returning reducer across all elements of the array in a single value. So we have this array, and if I want to add them, I can use reduce method. Initial value is going to be 0 or whatever the value you set it. Then it is going to take the accumulator current value. Um, so the current value is, let's just say 3, then accumulator is going to be the addition of 1 and 2. So this is how it runs. And if I run, I can see the addition of the whole array in a single value. This is what the reduce does. Then I'm going to map it. It is going to be an empty object. Is going to be 0. Mode is going to be null. Then the array for each method, I'm going to loop traverse through them and say frequent map num is going to be num, or it is going to be 0 initially plus 1 if frequent map num is greater than max frequent, then the max frequent is going to be the value of that number, that key, then my mode is going to be that number. Eventually, I'm going to return mode equals mean. If it is true, then it is going to be 1. If it is false, it is going to be 0. It passed all the test cases, submit.